Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So, starting off with Euro USD as usual, and we did get a fairly solid break out of the structure. I was actually expecting it just to continue ranging. We've got a bit of a break. Looks like we're getting to a top, but I think it's just probably just looking for a bit of a pullback for another attempt to break through the swing high from the week before last. But at the moment, oscillators are also just pointing to the upside. Strong uptrend. There's no reason to be looking for shorts on the higher time frames, to be quite honest. But if you start looking at the hour, you can see pullback onto the level. Pretty much a textbook move over here. Nice, decent engulfing bar off this level. And if you just drill down to the 15 minutes, you probably would have seen a much simpler bit of structure. So I would have you adjust the level to so align to the 15 minute, and there it is there. Nice, decent pin bar above the moving averages. Oscillators all grouped nicely to the downside. Golfing bar, there's your entry. 166 point stop loss, and you could still be in that trade with a 700 point gain with the oscillators easing off again. So for me, we're looking for a pullback onto structure, and any one of, I'm just going to use some of these levels here. Any one of these two tails here would offer that. So that would be 110374 or 110506. Very interesting that the euro is doing this over the, and while the indexes are battling. I'm just looking for a target for us for the boost the upside, but I think the other picture that is very clear, look to the left, there's a lot of potential resistance in this area we're in, and there's also a massive big cup and handle here. So yeah, it does look like we're looking to reverse this trend of 2 years, and could be a very, very interesting setup ring here. But ultimately, I need a pullback onto structure. So any one of these tails, that one could even be this one here as well. Looking for structure, and then obviously it was quite a strong move yesterday, so it could come back to test the trend line. So in other words, come back even further than that. But I'm looking for a pullback. There is a tweezer top there. Don't want to be shorting that because that's against the trend, but it does mean that there's potentially a pullback here that it's brings. So watch the levels, and you'll be looking for another attack at this high from, well, sorry, the high of today so far. But also you're going to be looking ultimately for me to move to 111, 205. Moving on to US dollar Japanese yen, and here we are range bound, and a little bit of a different picture to the euro. You can see we're still very much between the two levels that we have been watching for quite some time now, and big up, big down, big up, big down. So you know, mimicking what's going on the indexes right now. I think this to me is a sit on hand, so leave this one alone. I don't trust this. There's better opportunity on Euro USD, so a decent pullback, jump in, and then you know, you got a pretty sheer bit trade. But here we are sideways, we are range bound, and until we break through 134576 when we move the upside, and that would be risky in my opinion. I'd rather be looking for setups to the downside, because remember, we're looking at dollar weakness here with Euro USD, so that's kind of what we're doing. But this is the safe haven currency, so you know, people are sitting on it at the moment because not knowing what's going on inside the USA. And if you look at this together with gold, it gives you a fairly good indication of whether risk is on or risk is off. So at the moment, risk is off. Moving on to British pound, Japanese yen, and here we had a pretty solid move off. We didn't really sort of bounce. We'll come back to the level we were looking at yesterday. So if you look at the hour, you can see we dropped down looking for structure, but that was really messy. If you look at those with the tails there, and it kind of picked up this last one here. There it is there. But again, if you look at the 15-minute, that probably would have given you the better signal. There it is there. So that was the 1 hour level. Again, moving averages in the right direction, grouping of the oscillators, and a tweezer bottom here. So either you're looking for that, so it's 200 points, or you wait for the confirmation bar, and at the close here you just jump straight in there, 300 point stop loss, and you'd still be sitting on that with 900 odd points. So for me today, it's looking a little bit tight, a bit of diversions here as well, lots of potential resistance to the left. So I would definitely be looking for, let's get this level, for some kind of structure. This looks to be a really interesting area, 167372, so it's a fairly decent buying area here. A bit of an island reversal here, gap down, gap up, that's brewing. So that's pretty much the only thing that I can see, and I just want to drop down the 50-minute again, because you see these tails here on the 15-minute. That could be your key as well, and then you've got the gap. So pull back. We've tested everything, but I think a pull back into 167570 could get us moving again. But I think just be a little bit cautious. It's looking a bit tired with diversions and lots of resistance to the left. So strong possibility that we kind of drop into the zone and just go sideways, or drop below it to come and look for structure lower down, and it'll be one of these tails here. That's that one, that one, that one. So be cautious with that one. I think the yen is not looking too exciting for me. Lastly, Euro British Pound. So you see what's going on with Euro USD. Euro British Pound, we're looking for a confirmation that the trend could have changed. So break above moving averages, pull back last week, test it, and now we sort of hovering here at the upper end. If you look to the left, you can see there's quite a bit of structure here, and if you drill down to the hour, really messy. You can see big tail to the upside, big tail to the downside. Not much, it's not clear cut like it was on Euro USD, but nevertheless move up. Looks like a bit of a flag break here. There it is there. So what structure do I have? Unfortunately, the only other structure that I have here is that, which wasn't quite tested yesterday. So let's just delete diagonals. I'm looking for a pullback onto 088439 for another attempt at this high. If we get through this high, then hold on to your hats. I think you'll have a fairly decent break, because it does look like a fairly decent cup and handle here. So that's kind of the only setup I can see here. Might just fade a bit lower to, I can move this one up. It might fade a little bit lower to this area here, 088399, but I somehow don't believe so. And then if you are on a 15-minute chart, then you can bring these tails here into play, which is 088478, and then also you've got sort of a little bit of a flag break or channel break, so that would be in this area 088510. But I would prefer the bigger one. Just watch out for these gaps. You can see there's a big gap down the downside. There's another gap there. There's a gap there. So just pay attention to those gaps. Whenever we're messy like this, you can see big up, big down, big up, big down, big up, big down. You could expect the same thing to happen again. Anyway, that's enough for me. It does look like Euro USD offers the only real solid opportunity. The rest of these are kind of all over the place. But overall the picture for the market is choppy and confusing. So just keep your wits about you, keep your stops tight, or even just stay out of the market if you're not convinced. Always profitable. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.